Alright, this is Yogg's updated auto top off water change system, starting from the spigot in the front of the house. That is on just a regular timer, powered by a 9-volt battery, turns on for 4 hours each day, runs through the garage, up and over to the RODI system. These are just 3 mixed bed canisters, mostly because of laziness. I don't want to have to change them that frequently. The just regular BRS system with all a bunch of add-ons that I've added over time. The output of the RODI water goes here. Waste just pees into the driveway, which that cactus loves. The RODI water then snakes around in the garage, back over there, around the corner, to the water change system, which right now I'm just using 1 Norwesco and 1 Brute. I used to use 2 Brutes, but this is generally good enough. So at any time, this is full with a float valve, and there's a output there for the RODI, which feeds the auto top-off system. This line right here feeds 2 doses in the house that I can isolate from the system when I make fresh water. That way, fresh salt water doesn't get contaminated in the lines, and I can keep the lines primed at all times. So if I need access to the water, I got a couple spigots as well. Don't really use them too much, to be honest. This line, both of these lines, the red and the blue, then go inside the house. They go around the outside. And I need to redo the plumbing on the outside because I used the wrong type of PVC and the sun ate it. So they go from the outside of the garage, right there, run along this PVC line and into this line here. So we have RODI in, dose line in, dose line in, dose line waste out, dose line waste out, and then skimmer waste out. So those are all the 3 waste lines. They just pee on the floor and evaporate and keep weeds from growing in this area because of all the salt, which benefit to me. I wish I could do that everywhere. Once inside the house, they go through that hole. There's the system. So they come in right under this window and a couple elbows here. And I wanted to keep them off the floor, so I just ran them through some plumbing. They go underneath that multi-outlet strip right there, run along the back, and then they split off. So the yellow line needs a little long, needs to be trimmed. So the blue line comes out right here and goes into this container, which is the auto top off container. There are 2 pumps in there because there's 2 tanks being fed. And then the dose lines, input and output, go on that second one back there, and they go to the back of the tank, whereby they feed that dose right there. That dose does the auto water change on the main system here, which looks kind of a quick sump shot. And the other one goes to this quarantine system, which is my coral quarantine, and it feeds that dose. And then that dose then does the auto water change on the coral system, and then there's the ATO. The yellow waste line that we saw comes from, it's a little bit difficult to see because the lights are kind of dim, but right here, that goes to right now a temporary waste container that I will be replacing once I convince myself it's worth the money. So it goes into that gallon jug. That gallon jug is then pumped through a peristaltic pump. Here's the waste, here's the waste in, this is waste out. This then gets pumped from, via peristaltic BRS doser, from this gallon jug out to the waste. And then I don't have to really worry about the skimmer piling up. Again, laziness, also time required. So the skimmer cup doesn't get too full, and if it overflows, it just drains. I've had skimmer overflows before and drained a little bit of water out of the system, so it's not perfect, but so far it's been working, so we'll see how it goes. And then I'm dosing 2-part right now, and then right now this one is also hooked up for aminos, but I'm not actually using it for aminos. I'll probably put something else on it later. And that's it. That's the auto top-off system. So the blue line gravity feeds into there and fills that up and keeps it full at all times. and then those two pumps then feed here and here. So those are normal ATOs. So the ATO gets automatically topped off every day, 4 hours at a time into the garage, which then automatically fills this guy up. And then those pump over once a day. So it automatically tops itself off, both in the garage and in the house, gravity fed with just regular float valves. And that's it. And then system right now, still a lot of frags, a little bit of algae, but it's coming along. It's about a little over a year old at this point.